Hi, thanks for having me. Yes, so I know there's different types of angels, like thrones, dominions, seraphim, cherubim. I don't know what all those mean, and does each type have like a different duty that they're tasked with?
So the issue is a complicated one. You will find Catholic theologians who have speculated on, like the different ranks of angels and what order to put them in and what their jobs may be. But as John Paul II pointed out, that's theological opinion. It's not church teaching. I think the best guide for trying to figure this out is looking at Scripture and seeing what Scripture has to say about these different kinds of angels and angelic jobs in general. One of the things we find is that the term angel kind of takes over. If you look in the Old Testament, the Old Testament authors envision a variety of different kinds of beings that are creatures like we are, but they are heavenly creatures. And today we just call all of them angels. But they didn't do that in the Old Testament. That's one reason why seraphim and cherubim are different. That's why we know their names. Cherubim means living ones, seraphim means burning ones. And so they have different names because the term angel, which just means messenger, had not been applied to everybody yet, who's a heavenly creature. Instead, you had other terms that are used for them, like, for example, sons of God, which were like heavenly princes. And there are passages where these high-ranking angels are called princes in the Old Testament. That would tell you something about their job. Princes rule over certain things. Prince in the sense of like an ancient Near Eastern prince, like a military commander. They rule over things in God's army, for example, and we're told they rule over various nations that God has assigned to them. But eventually the term messenger, even though messengers are very low in heavenly court, messengers don't have any decision-making authority. In fact, they don't have any authority. They just shuttle messages from one place to another. And that term, because humans encounter the messenger ones more often than the other kinds, that term then got applied to all of them. Now, I could go on at more length than I have available, but to give you a couple of instances or of what different types of jobs angels have, some of them are princes or commanders that rule over parts of God's army. Some of them rule over nations. Some of them are message carriers. Some of them are soldier angels. We see them as other members of God's army. Some of them are guards that, just like a king has guards in his throne room, we see some heavenly guards, and that includes what the seraphim are. They are heavenly guards that guard sacred space. And this is going to surprise a bunch of folks, but apparently the seraphim were like serpents. And we know this from ancient Near Eastern iconography. And we as Christians tend to associate serpents with the devil. And maybe the devil was originally a seraphim, a seraph. But the term seraph is used not only for these heavenly throne guards that God has, it's also used for snakes here on earth that are called burning ones because of their venom that burns if you get bitten. And so it makes sense. And we also have iconography from Jewish circles of like angelic serpents that have multiple wings so they can fly, just like we see the burning ones or seraphim in Isaiah have wings. And so they're apparently throne guardians that protect sacred space and prevent people from approaching God without authorization. If you'd like to know more about that, check out the episode of Jimmy Akin's Mysterious World on flying snakes, where I talk about that. So those are a few of the different types of jobs that angels have. We also know that some of the guards are assigned to humans because we have guardian angels, and we know it's at least suggested in Revelation and was a common opinion historically by many theologians like St. Thomas Aquinas that some angels are involved in helping run the physical universe. Like in Revelation, we see angels that are in control of winds. We also see angels worshiping God in his heavenly temple. So it seems like some angels are likely to be priests as well in heaven.